Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk today about something that Adyashanti, whom you heard me refer to, calls true meditation. I've been reading that little book of his entitled just that, True Meditation, and I had some thoughts about it. This is the name that Adyashanti gives to his approach to meditation. It's basically what I call formless meditation because the instructions would be really to be present without trying to modify whatever comes up. It's the same as in Zen. It's called Shikantaza, and it's Dzogchen practice, Dzogchen practice of presence, I guess you might say. There's that story of the Dzogchen meditator who got accused of never meditating because he said so. And then he said, yes, but when am I ever distracted? Meaning, I'm present here and now, 24/7, 60/60, so to speak. So in any case, it's not unique to Adyashanti. He presents it very nicely, very clearly. And what it really is allowing the mind to be in the state that is the natural state. Probably more difficult to practice before awakening, but it's, again, an instruction for meditation. Every other, the word meditation applies to a lot of things, and a lot of them are techniques. To give you an example, when I, started in Zen, there's several graded levels that you, at least theoretically, follow. First, you follow the breath in and out. Then you count the breath in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, till you get to 10. Then you go back 1, 2, 3, 4. And this lets you catch distraction, meaning next thing you know, I remember in the old days, I used to find myself almost hallucinating conversations, and then all of a sudden I come back and, I'm actually sitting here in this Zendo meditating. So that's just counting the breath in and out. Then you count the out breath. That's the next sort of step when you get used to it, like 1, 2, 3, again to 10, and begin again. Same process. Then following the breath alone, in and out. Then from there, actually, it goes to what's called Shikantaza, which is again leaving the mind as it is, without efforting in that sense. The effort is, of course, I get my butt to the Zendo and I sit down and I keep, in Zen, the posture is emphasized a great deal, so I keep a relatively rigid, comparatively with the other traditions. But in any case, straight back, the eyes forward, crossed legs and the hands and so on. And the focus, in the hara, which is 4 inches below the navel, or for Shikantaza, there's no focus. Formless. Again, if we go to Chogyam Trungpa, for example, he would teach sort of a modified form of that. It would be following the out breath. After first you start counting, then you drop that technique and follow the out breath and drop the in breath. So they call it boycotting the breath, or the breath as a revolving door, always going out, always going out. But again, there's that hint of technique there. And then they'd say, if you find yourself thinking, say thinking. If you're talking in your head, thinking. So there's that, and unfortunately a lot of us, myself included for years, tend to think that we use that as a club to suppress as Dogo Kensei would say, the risings, to suppress the bubbling of thoughts in this space of mind. But it's really not about that. It's about just acknowledging that there's thinking present. Pure awareness, ideally. So that's the instruction from Trungpa Rinpoche. Lama Shenping Hookham from England, from Wales, calls this formless meditation that I feel, words being words, but the word formless is not completely accurate because there's the form of the breath. I mean, the breath has a form. It may not be a form like the shape of a vase or whatever, but it's a thing. It's something I perceive. So if breath out is form, then dropping the in-breath is maybe not form. But I don't feel that's formless. To me, formless is, again, that meditation in which you sit and you let the mind be. And then, the mind sometimes drifts away and you end up having some kind of fantasy, and then you find you came back. And what I would advise then is simply acknowledging, I'm back. And not suppressing, not making an effort to stay in the present. Any form of efforting is actually going to block the natural state. And that's what Shanti talks about in his book. So I found it very interesting and I think very helpful. The book is called True Meditation, and it actually has a version I got as a gift, has a CD in the back with guided meditation and true meditation and self-inquiry. So I find that, again, very helpful. We could talk more about this at another time, but just to say that, as Dilo Bokensa said, leave the risings in the risings. I have a little poster here. What Scott Kilby said more is, don't move to manipulate any appearance within awareness. Same dictum. It's just allow the space of awareness. Allow yourself, who really is the space of awareness, to allow any bubbling without pushing away, without magnetizing, without suppressing. Don't judge your mental state, just presence. And that's really the closest to awakening, or the awakened state you can get. And that's basically what the awakened state is, and that's basically what this Dzogchen individual meant by, when am I ever distracted? So with that, I leave you. Perhaps this is worth talking about more in terms of actual instructions for meditation, or non-meditation, however you might say. But until then, I wish you well and have a good practice.